of public education. Busan City announced that the urban infrastructure design for the Tanggam and Kaegum living zones, part of the 15-minute city project, won 2 2024 design awards. The Linear Park, which opened last month, earned a bronze medal at the Global Design IT Award 2024 for its pedestrian-friendly design, including a Korean garden-style sidewalk. Additionally, the retaining wall landscape, which transformed a concrete wall into a more natural integrated feature, was named one of the 2024 Pinup Design Awards Best 100. Time for international news. The state funeral for former United States President Jimmy Carter, who passed away on the 29th local time, will be held on the 9th of January at 10 a.m. at the Washington National Cathedral in the nation's capital, Washington, D.C. Both current and former U.S. presidents will attend the state funeral. However, according to the New York Times, it remains uncertain whether the former president and President-elect Donald Trump, who was highly critical of Carter during his lifetime, will attend. Time now for the weather. A dry weather advisory continues for the Busan region. Currently, it is 6 degrees Celsius and clear. The temperature will average around 7 degrees this evening. That's all we have time for this hour's news. Thanks for listening. You're listening to BEFM, 부산영어방송.
Your best choice. BEFM, 부산영어방송.
Coming up next is Midday Mate with Nick Greenwood. BEFM, 부산영어방송.
What makes a person influential? Is it the amount of following they had, the lasting impact they had on the world? Well, here's the thing about being influential. It's not for everyone. It takes a certain kind of person to stand out in a crowd and be heard, let alone listened to. No charismatic leader or incredible genius has ever changed the world by staying in their room and keeping all that talent hidden. So today, we're going to talk about influential people who changed the world. It's Tuesday, December the 31st, 2024. This is Midday Mate. Let's get into it.
Step by step, heart to heart, left, right, left, we all fall down like toy soldiers. It wasn't my intention to mislead you. It never should have been this. spinning constantly. How can it be? How could I be so blind to this addiction? If I don't stop, the next one's gonna be me. Only emptiness remains. It replaces all the pain. Won't you come out and play with me? Step by step, heart to heart, left, right, left, we all fall down, like toy soldiers. Bit by bit, torn apart, never win, but the battle wages on for toy soldiers. Only emptiness remains. It replaces all the pain. Won't you come out and play with me? Step by step, heart to heart, left, right, left, we all fall down, like toy soldiers. Bit by bit, torn apart, never win, but the battle wages on for toy soldiers. Step by step, heart to heart, left, right, left, we all fall down, like toy soldiers. Bit by bit, torn apart, never win, but the battle wages on for toy
And that was Toy Soldiers by Martika. Now, Martika was born in May of 1969 in Whittier, California. Her Cuban parents left their home country during a revolution, and Martika started acting before launching a recording career. She appeared in the film version of Annie in 1982 and on the TV series Kids Incorporated from 1984 to 1986. I personally love this song, but I first heard it when I was younger because I used to be a big fan of Eminem, the rapper, and he sampled Martika's Toy Soldier for one of his songs. I believe it was Toy Soldier, which used the chorus. And through that, I came to know Martika's original version, which is a beautiful song, and I hope you enjoyed it. We've got some people who recognize the song and seem to enjoy it as well. Well, you're live in the studio in Busan on this Tuesday afternoon. Welcome everybody to Midday Mate, and you're listening to us on BEFM 90.5 in Busan and 103.3 FM in the Kijang, Cheongwan and Doksan areas. I'm your host Nick. It's Tuesday and we are still in a week of mourning, so I do hope that you'll come and join me in another day where we can spread some love, spread some community and be respectful for what occurred over the weekend. It is very nice, as always, to see lots of mates, lots of friends coming in on YouTube Live. Soinim, it's good to see you. Welcome to the show. Benny Nim as well, saying, hi Nick, Napidi and all. Happy last day of 2024 and your last day as a host of Midday Mate. That is correct. It is my last day as the host of this show. It's quite bittersweet. I wish it could have ended on better situations. But I will not be leaving the broadcasting station. I will just be transferring over to the 4 p.m. show. Pornim also saying, Dik Bajibak Pangsong. Hopefully you can still join me for the 4 p.m. show starting from tomorrow. Hello as well, Jinli-님. Good to see you, as always. And then Paul-님 saying, 한의원에서 누워서 보는 중이에요 라고 하셨어요. I hope it's nothing serious. I hope yesterday you said you were driving. I hope nothing happened while you were driving and it's just a temporary thing. And then also saying later on, 방치를 오래 해서 그런지 오래 다녀야 할 것 같아요. 고질병만 안 되면 좋겠어요. I do hope that it is nothing long-term or serious. I know what you mean. Sometimes I'd like to just neglect and ignore any symptoms that I have, but it's not always good. It is good to go see a doctor. So I'm praying for your complete recovery very soon, Ponim. 소희님 also saying, 오늘 Midday Mate에서 닉의 마지막 방송이니까 닉이 직접 고른 노래도 한 곡 듣고 싶어요 라고 하셨어요. That's a good point. I hadn't thought about it. We're trying to play more appropriate songs this week. So I did actually request a song to our producer, which we'll play for the next song. It is one of my favorite songs, and I think it's also a very appropriate song for the times that we are in right now. Sangmin Park-nim, good to see you. Hello there, my friend. Jenny-nim as well, all the way from New Zealand, saying 친구들 그리고 닉 모두 안녕. Good to see you, Jenny-nim. I hope you're having a lovely day where you are right now. More messages, let's have a look here. Cheong-mi-nim as well, hello there, saying good afternoon. I can't believe it's the last day of Midday Mate. I love your voice and smile. See you again at 4 p.m. Well, that's very sweet of you, Young-mi-nim. I've never had anybody say that they love my smile, except my wife and my mother, of course. That's very nice of you to say, Young-mi-shi. Young-mi-nim. I have a friend called Young-mi, so I call her Young-mi-shi. Sorry, it came out by accident. But thank you very much for that. It's good to see as well Im Sung-hwan-nim as well, saying that I think they've made it to Busan. Welcome to Busan, Im Sung-hwan-nim, my friend. I hope you're going to have a fantastic day. And they said from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m, they're going to go to Busan X the Sky, which is the LCT tower right at the top. You get a wonderful view. So enjoy it, my friend, and have a coffee at the top because it is a really nice atmosphere up there. Also, Chae Sung-nim messaging in, hello, nice to see you, saying, hello there, Happy New Year. I can't believe it's already the last day of the year. Where did the year go? I totally feel you. 2024 zipped by very fast and we're already at the last day. So I hope you'll join me in having this great last Midday Mate as we do welcome in the start of 2025. Now, I'm going to let you know what's coming up in this show today. In hour number 1, we've got Listomania, where we introduce various kinds of list. And today, as we mentioned in the introduction, we're talking about influential people who changed the world. After that, Jimmy will be here for The Real Charm of Busan, where Jimmy introduces the charms of the city every single week. And then in hour number 2, we'll have today's quote, where we introduce encouraging quotes from famous people, bite-sized banter after that, daily fun conversations with a theme. Kimberly will be there too. Don't make a scene, where we introduce useful English expressions after listening to a short clip. And then to round off the show, we'll have Across the Universe, introducing stories behind Beatles songs who are still very influential in pop culture. And of course, I'll be checking your messages throughout the show. We have Soinim saying, 닉이 좋아하는 김연식이나 검정치마곡 한 곡 신청하고 싶어요. 어떤 곡이 좋으려나 고민. Any of those two are great. I'm very happy, very surprised that you remembered my 2 favorite Korean singers, I think. So any of those two, perfect. I love them both. I'm going to ask you today's question of the day. If anyone wanted to message him, but they're not quite sure what to say, you can answer this question. Who was the most influential person in your life? Who is the most influential person in your life? 여러분에게 가장 영향을 준 사람은 누구인가요? 오늘의 텍스트 토픽 질문입니다. You can send your messages to pound 9050, sharp 9050, which will cost you 100 won. Kakao Talk message, just search for BEFM or 부산영어방송 in Korean. You can add us, send us messages for free. You can also download the smartphone app and do the same thing. Or just hop onto YouTube, type in BEFM, click on Midday Mate, and you can see me here in the studio and talk with all of the mates in the live chatting area. It's a great way to participate and lift each other up as well. We did just get a message coming in just this second on YouTube from Sangyun Kimnim saying, "Hi Nick, last month I asked you to wish my wife luck as she was taking a test. Thanks to all Midday Mate's wishes, she finally passed it. My wife, Hyunjin," she said it's okay to reveal her name now. "Thanks you all." Sangyun Kimnim, that's absolutely amazing. Congratulations to your wife, Hyunjin. You know, it's nice to have some good news in these times, so I'm very happy for your wife, and I hope this means her future and your future will be brighter and amazing. Thank you for letting us know that good news, Sangyun Kimnim. All right, we're going to take a song break, and this song was actually requested by me. Now, if you want to request a song, you're more than welcome to. But this is one of my favourite songs. It's by Oasis. This is Stop Crying Your Heart Out.
What's been and gone. May your smile shine on. Don't be scared. Your destiny may keep you warm. 'Cause
We just listened to Stop Crying Your Heart Out by Oasis, requested by me. I want to thank Soinim for encouraging me to choose a song. Thank you very much. We've got some messages coming in. We've got some people messaging in. Summonim, it's great to see you. Kind of surprised, thinking, 왜 이게 마지막 방송인가요? But then thank you to Retronym and the others for clearing it up on YouTube Live. Yeah, I'm not leaving the broadcasting station. I'm just moving over to 4 p.m. So if you have the time, I would love for you to join me at 4 p.m. because everything is better when you've got your mates around you. So thank you for clarifying that. And also welcome to the show, and welcome to the show, Retronym. It's fantastic to see you. I hope you're having a good day. And Retronym saying, 저는 오늘 조퇴합니다. Leaving early. That's awesome. That's awesome. It's always good to leave early. It's a New Year's Eve, so I think a lot of companies will be letting their employees go home early, so you can spend it with your family. There are a lot of events that have been cancelled. In fact, most, if not all of them, have been cancelled. I still hope, though, you can have a meaningful celebration with your family or your friends in private. We have Soinim as well saying, 닉 3개월 동안 매일 좋은 친구가 되어주셔서 너무너무 행복했어요. You are the best friend forever. 인생에서 정말 소중한 추억으로 남을 것 같아요. 진심으로 감사드려요. Soinim, that means the world to me. That touches me very much. You've been such a good friend, such a good mate on this show. It's going to be weird to imagine it without you. I know I've said this to other people, but if you are available at 4 p.m., the 4 p.m. show will be much better with you and with all my mates. So I do hope, this isn't a goodbye. I certainly hope it's not a goodbye. It's just a rescheduling. Well, that's a nice way to put it. It's not a goodbye. It's a reschedule. But your support has meant the world to me so far. So I really do appreciate that. We have also, Benny Nim sent me a nice message earlier saying, how much he's enjoyed being with me. And Benny Nim has been a great listener. The shows have been so much more fun with him. So I'm really thankful for your listenership. I also asked a question just before the song. Who is the most influential person in your life? 여러분에게 가장 영향을 준 사람은 누구인가요?가 오늘의 텍스트 토픽 질문이었는데요. We had Benny Nim also answering, saying, for me, in sports, it's LeBron James. 한강, the author who won the Literature Nobel Prize, and, of course, most of all, his parents. It seems that you have a lot of people who give a lot of influence in your life. So I think that's gonna, cure you into a very well-rounded person in health, sports, in mind, and in love as well. That's fantastic. Everyone else, please let me know who was the most influential person in your life. It doesn't have to be anyone amazing. Well, it can be anyone. I'm sure everyone who has done it is amazing. Let me know. It doesn't have to be a celebrity. It can be a family member or a friend. Pornim saying, I don't know, maybe parents? I would say parents, for most people, will be at the top of the list. I do agree there. And then just now saying, my musical movie taste is similar to my dad's. That's interesting. I guess because you grew up watching the movies he liked and it kind of formed your sense of humor or what you find interesting. That's awesome. That means you have a lot of 공통점 with your father and that you can experience great things with him. Sangyung Kim Nim as well, saying, it's been changing throughout my life. For now, the most influential one is my son. It's amazing to see a person that loves me the most unconditionally, without condition. That's a very good way to see things. And I like that. Usually, you look to somebody who is older than you, who teaches you, but Sangyung Kim Nim makes a very good point. His son, who is much younger than him, teaches him so much more. He's influenced by his son. That's true fatherly love right there. So thank you for saying that. Summonim as well saying, 닉을 매일 4시에 볼 수 있어서 좋네요. 기대됩니다. I look forward to seeing you too, Summonim. I hope that you message in a lot. I do look forward to that. And also saying 모두 건강하시고 안전하고 행복한 새해 맞이하시길 바래요. I wish you two a healthy, happy and safe new year. All right, anyway, it's time to move on to our next segment, which is Listomania. This is where we go over various kinds of list. Today, as I did mention, we are going to talk about influential people who changed the world. Number one on this list is a very famous artist from Spain. It's Pablo Picasso. Picasso was born in 1881 and he lived until 1973, so a very long, fruitful life. He was one of the rare artists who became famous during his life. We talked about this in a previous episode, but you have artists like Van Gogh, who weren't famous until they passed away. But Pablo Picasso, from what I heard, he enjoyed the fruits of being famous and loved. Now, he is one of the most important figures in the art world of the 20th century, and his style also dramatically changed throughout his lifetime. He's also one of the most important pioneers of Cubism and invented collage too. If he wasn't painting, he was sculpting, printing, designing stage sets, and writing plays or poems as well. Next on the list, we have a very famous martial artist actor from Hong Kong. I think we all know this person. It's Bruce Lee. Now, Bruce Lee changed the world because he's one of the most mesmerizing cultural icons of the century and inspired many people around the world, not just with his acting and incredible martial arts moves, but also his philosophical thoughts. He studied drama and Asian and Western philosophy at the University of Washington and taught his own approach to Wing Chun. He also helped change the way that Asians were being presented in American movies at the time. And even though it's been a while since he passed away, you look at any movie that has some fighting or martial arts, it's always a homage to Bruce Lee and the incredible actor that he was. And number 3 on the list, we have Mary Curie. She was born in 1867, lived until 1934, and she was Polish and a physicist. We all know her story to some degree, as she's one of the most famous scientists in our history. She discovered polonium and radium and was awarded the Nobel Prize in 1903. Alongside Henry Becquerel for her work in radioactivity too, she went on to win another Nobel Prize in 1911 in chemistry for discovering these elements. So because of her discoveries, we can now treat tumors with radiation, and she also helped create one of the machines that changed the world. Of course, it's the X-ray. So a world without Mary Curie's influence would be a much darker world indeed. Next on the list, we have J.K. Rowling, born in 1965, and she was, of course, a writer well known for the Harry Potter series. I know it doesn't really need much of an introduction, but it is the story of a young boy who discovers that he's a wizard, and then he goes on to have fantastical adventures with his 2 friends, Ron and Hermione, and it became one of the most popular book series of all time. Now, J.K. Rowling, who's the writer, is a role model for budding writers and a symbol to never give up on your passions and creativity, because she started off as a single mother, I believe, who was turned down by publishers. No one wanted to buy the rights to Harry Potter until I believe it was Bloomberg who took it on. And what a decision that was. She is now the 9th best-selling fiction author of all time, with 500 million copies of her books estimated to be sold, and of course, the huge, huge movie franchise that was spawned from it. And last of all on our list, we have from India, Mahatma Gandhi, who was born in 1869 and left this world in 1948. Now, Mahatma Gandhi is the political activist who was the leader of the Indian National Congress and ultimately led India to its freedom and independence from British colonial rule. He changed the world by being a strong source of inspiration for civil rights movements through his non-violent, non-cooperation approach. Before leading the Indian National Congress, Gandhi studied law at university and then traveled to South Africa, where he spent 21 years fighting against the injustices and racial discrimination in South African society. He's really become a role model for all of us to bring justice and harmony between people of all cultures and faith. Somewhere where I see Mahatma Gandhi's influence is in protests, particularly in the way Koreans protest. Whereas some countries, not naming names, you see protests can get out of hand, they can turn into riots, they can get violent. But I feel like Korean protests, they are the epitome of peaceful and non-violence, which I think is a great representation of what Mahatma Gandhi stood for. And that was our Listomania, going over some of the most influential people of our time. Hopefully, if there's anyone that we missed, please let us know if there was someone else who you think was just as influential or more. We're going to take a quick song break and then we'll be back. This is 7 Years by Lucas Graham.
Once I was 7 years old, my mama told me, go make yourself some friends or you'll be lonely. Once I was 7 years old. It was a big, big world, but we thought we were bigger, pushing each other to the limits. We were learning quicker. By 11, smoking herb and drinking burning liquor. Never rich, so we were out to make that steady figure. Once I was 11 years old, my daddy told me, go get yourself a wife or you'll be lonely. Once I was 11 years old. Dream like my daddy before me. So I started writing songs, I started writing stories. Something about that glory just always seemed to bore me, 'cause only those I really love will ever really know me. Once I was 20 years old, my story got told before the morning sun when life was lonely. Once I was 20 years old. Only see my goals, I don't believe in failure, 'cause I know the smallest voices, they can make it major. I got my boys with me, at least those in favor. And if we don't meet before I leave, I hope I'll see you later. Once I was 20 years old, my story got told. I was writing about everything I saw before me. Once I was 20 years old. Soon we'll be 30 years old. Our songs have been sold. We've traveled around the world and we're still roaming. Soon we'll be 30 years old. I'm still learning about life. My woman brought children for me, so I can sing them all my songs and I can tell them stories. Most of my boys are with me, some are still out seeking glory, and some I had to leave behind. My brother, I'm still sorry. Soon I'll be 60 years old. My daddy got 61. Remember life and then your life becomes a better one. I made a man so happy when I wrote a letter once. I hope my children come and visit once or twice a month. Soon I'll be 60 years old. Will I think the world is cold, or will I have a lot of children who can bore me? Soon I'll be 60 years old. Soon I'll be 60 years old. Will I think the world is cold, or will I have a lot of children who can bore me? Soon I'll be 60 years old. Once I was 7 years old, my mama told me, go make yourself some friends or you'll be lonely. Once I was 7 years old. Once I was 7 years old.
That was 7 Years by Lucas Graham. Welcome back, everybody, to Midday Mate. It is now 12:38 in the afternoon. We just came back from Listomania talking about influential people, and we went over some of the most prominent people that really did change the world. It reminds me of yesterday's segment where we talked about people who changed the world, but that no one really knows. Now, we've got some messages coming in, which is great to see. Jenny-님 saying, 저도 우연히 Midday Mate 알게 되어서 닉이랑 친구들이랑 참 즐거웠고 조금 외로운 해외 생활의 작은 휴식처였어요. 그동안 정말 감사했어요. PD님 too. Jenny-님, I know you're listening from another country, but that's what made Midday Mate so awesome. The people were listening, not just in Korea, but everywhere scattered around the globe. It was really a privilege for that to happen, and I do hope I see more of you at 4 p.m. I hope you do come and join us. I know the timing is a bit different in New Zealand. Drift Monkey Nim saying, it sounds funny, but I'm the most influential person for myself. Okay, you're a bit of a loner. I don't want to say a loner. A lone wolf. That's what I meant to say. A lone wolf, maybe you don't let other people dictate your life. That's fair enough. Juliet Nim as well saying, hello everybody, thank you as always. Juliet Nim, fantastic to see you. I hope you're having a great day so far. And then Soy Nim, remembering yesterday Juliet Nim wrote a 사행시 for me, saying 어제 Juliet Nim의 사랑스러운 사행시에 영감 받아서 저도 도전해보려고 했는데 Juliet Nim만큼 못할 것 같아서 포기하셨어요. It's okay. I don't want any more 사행시s because I might get overloaded with the cheese. So yeah, I'll appreciate. 마음만 받을게요. Thank you. I appreciate you thinking about it. That's more than enough. Well, everyone, keep sending your messages in to #9050 샵9050 KakaoTalk message or YouTube. Don't go anywhere because Jimmy is in the building. It is now time for the real charm of Busan, and for that we have none other than Jimin. Jimin, what are we, Jimin? I meant Jimmy.
Hello.
Hello, how are you doing, my friend?
Doing good.
Yeah, it's always good to see you. Of course, it would be nice to meet under better circumstances, but are you doing okay these days?
Yeah. Well, as we all know, we kind of going through all that, tragedy. But yeah, like for myself, I'm just trying to be, positive and stable.
Okay, that's good to hear. I do have a question for you. Mm-hmm. Who is the most influential person in your life? Do you have one? Or family or celebrity?
Yeah, my family. I guess I can say the person who is like really, really close to me would be my father. And he actually gave me a lot of influences from here and there. So.
Yeah, so your father was the influence who shaped who you are growing up.
Right.
That's
correct.
Awesome to hear. Some hellos coming in. Benny Nim saying Jimmy in the building. It's always good to have Jimmy here, of course. Now, you're here to talk about the city of Busan and some of the great things that we can see here. So where are we going today?
Well, I was really thinking, but since it's going to be our last segment here together at this time, so I kind of chose to introduce you guys to one of my favorite places of all times. It's Yeongdo Bridge and Yeongdo Tourist Information Center.
Okay, yeah. Yeongdo it's a fantastic place. I think partly for me because it's connected to my favorite area of Busan. So
yeah.
But still, Yeongdo in itself is amazing. It's beautiful, beautiful little island. So take us there. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I mean, when we think about Yeongdo, we actually can think of a lot of things from historic Yeongdo Bridge to like all those delicious food. I mean, we're going to talk about it later. Something that, really, really famous in Yeongdo area too.
So let's talk about the Yeongdo Bridge.
Yeah.
Because it's one of the only, the opening bridges, right?
Sure. Well, it doesn't really open in a regular basis now, but for those of you who wants to actually see that historic site, that when it can open is every Saturday from 2 p.m. to 2:30. So they open up for like half an hour every Saturday.
Oh. Yeah, I've driven past it when I've seen it go up once, and it was really, really cool.
Right.
You don't see many of them here.
Yeah, so it's definitely a special place in Busan's history and even now because it was actually the first bridge built to connect the mainland to Yeongdo Island back in 1934.
So it's 90 years old.
Sure.
So it's quite a legacy. And what makes this drawbridge unique?
I mean, it still opens like every Saturday. I mean, it actually started back in 1934, and then it still opens now, of course, on like a fixed date, which is Saturday, as I have mentioned. And the lifting of the bridge has actually become a symbolic event. So when people come to like Nampodong and Jagalchi area, they also want to stop by at Yeongdo Bridge to actually see this
Yeah.
kind of a main event.
Yeah.
Even though there's nothing but only a bridge itself.
It's cool though. Like in London, there's
Yeah.
the Tower Bridge,
Right.
And everyone gathers to watch the bridge go up across the River Thames. I don't know what it is. Something about the mechanical nature of a bridge going up.
True.
It's just quite mesmerizing. It just makes
Those
you wanna
things
look.
you could basically see in like one of those movies, like action movies, right?
Yeah.
But it's kind of a fascinating for even me to see it in a regular basis.
Yeah, for sure. So, what's the atmosphere like when the bridge lifts?
I guess as for the younger ones, they might be, looking at it like really cool. But as for like elderly people, as for like my grandparents' age, they'll be like feeling, nostalgic. Right?
I guess it has been around for a long time, so I'm sure that 90 years ago, these days it lifts up kind of for the spectacle.
Right.
But back then it was essential. But they had to do it to
Yes.
let the boats go past. So
Right.
it's probably got that nostalgic feel.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah. That's really cool. So then after exploring the bridge, where can you go?
I would also like to pinpoint out this Yeongdo Tourist Information Center because when you think about just the information center itself, it's just a place where they hand out the brochures or like informations
Right.
when people get to ask them. But
Yeah.
here, it's not just information center itself because once you go up to the rooftop, you can actually see the whole beautiful atmosphere of Busan port.
Okay, I've never before found a reason to go to, a tourist information center
Right.
because, like you said, you think it's just brochures and somebody who's not really interested in helping you.
Right.
But you can see a great view there.
For sure. So that's why, as for like a tourist from other cities, they kind of like share those kind of information from like blogs and stuff. So for those people who's willing to check out the Yeongdo Bridge itself, they also stop by at the information center to actually check out those beautiful view and the scenic.
That sounds great, especially for first-time visitors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also informative because they do hand out maps and brochures and even like detailed guides on like local attractions whenever they get inquiries.
Yeah. Awesome stuff. We're going to talk more a little about the food scene right after a song break. Don't go anywhere. This is Santa Monica by Savage Garden.
Santa Monica in the wintertime, the lazy streets so undemanding. I walk into the crowd. In Santa Monica, you get your coffee from the coolest places on the promenade, where people dress just so. Beauty so unavoidable. Everywhere you turn is there. I sit and wonder, what am I doing here? But on the telephone line, I am anyone, I am anything I wanna be. I can be a supermodel or Norman Mailer, and you wouldn't know the difference, or would you? In Santa Monica, all the people got modern names like Jake or Mandy, and modern bodies too. In Santa Monica, on the boulevard, you'll have to dodge those inline skaters, or they'll knock you down. I've never felt so lonely, never felt so out of place. I never wanted something telephone line. I am anyone, I am anything I wanna be. I can be a supermodel with Norman Mailer, and you wouldn't know the difference. See, on the telephone line, I am any height, I am any age I wanna be. I can be a Cape Crusader or Space Invader, and you wouldn't know the difference, would you? Would you? On the telephone line, I am anyone, I am anything I wanna be. I can be a supermodel or Norman Mailer, and you wouldn't know the difference. See, on the telephone line, I am any height, I am any age I wanna be. I can be a Cape Crusader or Space Invader, and you wouldn't know the difference, would you?
That was Savage Garden that we just listened to, Santa Monica. Welcome back, everyone. We have Jimmy in the studio right now. We've been going over Yeongdo today. Yeongdo and the drawbridge and its historical significance. We're going to move on to the food scene.
Yeah, I think most people, whenever they come to Busan, and especially when they explore like Yeongdo area or particularly like Nampodong, they always stop by to like those food strolls out on the street to grab some tteokbokki and omuk. So we cannot miss out on a fish cake, omuk, today.
Okay, let's talk about omuk. Now, this is, of course, Busan's favorite food. One of the big brands of omuk is called, the city and plus omuk. So it's very famous, very popular. Where's the best place to try it?
Well, I would highly recommend you guys to try it at Nampodong area. Because they have like dozens of like those food carts, strolls. Like 사장님 like giving you 따끈한 국물 and like tteokbokki and stuff.
I totally agree.
And I heard Busan is probably one of the only place where you can try 물떡 too, alongside with omuk. So,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like whenever my friends come from Seoul, they're like, what is this? Like 물떡?
Do they like it or do they think it's a bit weird?
Yeah, they never tried it before,
Fair
so
enough.
they don't really like it.
Then it's 추억의 음식이죠 for
맞죠.
Busan people. They taste it and they remember their childhood. I guess people from Seoul, they never grew up eating it, so they might think it's a little bit odd.
Right.
But it's all personal preference, of course.
True. So as what you have mentioned, there are like so many different kinds of like omuk too. So yeah, nowadays even like they kind of invented like they put something in it. Inside of omuk, like cheese omuk and like spicy omuk and
Just
stuff.
to give it a bit of a variation, a bit of a kick. That is definitely one food that you have to try, especially if you're in the Yeongdo area, Nampodong area. Before we wrap up, can you tell us about something we can do in the area? Any activities?
Oh, well, I highly recommend. I mean, since we are talking about Yeongdo, whenever I go to Yeongdo, I always either pass by or either stop by at this National Maritime Museum because this place is just a one of a kind. Because when you look at the building from outside, it looked like a ship.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
And so like every weekend, there's a lot of like families come to visit here because on the 4th floor, if I'm not wrong, there is a small aquarium too.
Okay.
So they also bring in their kids to let them see a lot of different kind of fish and stuff.
There's a picture now that our producer has put on YouTube Live. I've never seen it from that 각도.
Right, that angle. Yeah.
So it does look like a ship, doesn't it?
It does.
It stands out. And I was having trouble thinking of where you were talking about, but now I see it.
Right.
Kind of recognize it there. That's beautiful.
And the location is just fabulous because right next to it there is a huge cafe which is really popular right now, and also another museum, like an art gallery type of a museum next to it. So, yeah.
Okay, well, for anyone who is visiting Busan or who is a resident, I know we have one of our listeners right now, Im Sung-hwan Nim, who is visiting currently. If you have the time, check out this Yeongdo Nampodong area. It's going to be a great time, and I hope you learn a lot about the city of Busan. Jimmy, thank you so much. And it's not goodbye for us because you're also a guest on For Your Busan.
For sure.
Mondays, right?
Yeah.
I'll see you then, mate.
I'll see you next Monday.
All right, take care and have a great new year.
All right, bye.
We're going to end the first half here. Don't go anywhere. Our last song was requested by Soinim. She remembered one of my favorite Kim Yeon-sik songs, so I do appreciate that. This is 내 사랑 내 곁에.
사랑이 떠나가는 날이 당신하고 숨 뒤에서 함께 하는데 절이 없는 욕심에 그 많은 미련에 당신이 있는 건 아닌지 아니겠지요.
Happy New Year from BEFM. New Year, new voices. Join us in welcoming these new hosts starting January the 1st, 2025.
Hi everyone, I'm Kimberly, your new mate at Midday Mate. Join me every day from noon to 2 p.m. for fun music and information to kick off your afternoon.
This is Nick Greenwood, the host of For Your Busan. I'll be your new guide to everything about Busan every day from 4 to 6 p.m.
BEFM News brings you in-depth, credible news from Busan and around the world. Join us every day at 11 a.m., noon, 4 p.m., and 6 p.m. with our new announcers, Claire Kim and Kirsten Yoon. Please look forward to the new BEFM on January the 1st. Stay tuned.
just had My Sweet Lord by George Harrison. Now, the guitar riff on America's 1975 number one hit, Sister Golden Hair, was in fact inspired by this track. That song was produced by George Martin, who worked on most of the Beatles' albums. My Sweet Lord was one of several 70s hits used in the 2017 movie Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 2. And after Harrison died, this was re-released in the UK, where it once again went to number one. The proceeds from the single went to the Material World Charitable Foundation, which Harrison started in 1973 in support of charities that work with children and the poor. Well, everyone, you're live in the studio on this on this Tuesday afternoon. Welcome to Midday Mate, the second half of the show, and you're listening to us on BEFM 90.5 in Busan and 103.3 FM in the Gijang, Cheongwan and Doksan areas. I'm your host, Nick, and it is the second half. I hope you're having a great Tuesday so far. We've got messages coming in, which I want to take a look at. We have Retronym messaging in relation to our text topic. Now, our text topic was, who is the most influential person in your life? 여러분에게 가장 영향을 준 사람은 누구인가요? 오늘의 텍스트 토픽 질문인데요. 레트로님께서 influential person은 저의 신부님이요. 최근에 flu에 걸렸거든요. 농담이고요. Influential, that's a bit too much influentialness, I think. And then saying 결혼하면서 아기도 생기고 삶이 180도 바뀌게 됐죠. Now that's definitely a true answer, I think. Your wife will definitely have a huge influence, and because you're a newlywed as well, your life is going to be changing in ways that you can't imagine, but for the better. So that's a great influence, I think, and I'm very happy for you as well with your marriage and your kid as well. We've got some more messages coming in. Jin Lee Nim, who's been an avid listener of Midday Mate from the start, saying BEFM은 저의 출근 친구로 시작해서 중간중간 휴식 친구로 마음속 큰 친구가 됐어요. 특히 Midday Mate는 수업 듣는 느낌이어서 더욱 감사했어요. 번성을 기원합니다. I'm really glad that it became a bigger and bigger friend over time. And that you can learn some stuff as well. I'm very thankful for your listenership as well. And then also talking about all of the mates that we have, grown in the past few months, saying 여기 계신 분은 저의 사회적 가족 느낌이에요. 모두 긍정적이고 따뜻한 분들이에요. 사랑해요. 사회적 가족분들 새해 복 많이 받으시고 건강하세요라고 하셨어요. And I think you've just summed it up very well. All of the mates have become like an online social family, supporting each other, being positive to each other, having fun with each other. It definitely feels like a family community. And thank you for pointing that out. 소희님 as well saying, 닉 청취자들 사소한 것 다 기억해 주시고 응원해 주고 누구 하나 서운하지 않게 신경 써주고 다정한 마음 정말 감사해요. Hey, it's my pleasure. I want to reciprocate all of the warmth that you have all shown me in my time here. It's making me reflect and think, wow, it's been a really good run. It's been a very short run of 3 months, but it feels like it's been a lifetime. In a good way. In a good way, though. We also have Retronym telling us about the best 어묵, because we were talking about like fish cakes, 어묵 in Busan. You did mention a brand, I believe, so I can't say it, but saying that the 어묵 and the tteokbokki and the price are also really reasonable, and they only use natural preservatives. I can't say the brand name, but thank you for the suggestion. If anyone wants to look at it, it's on the YouTube live comments. Mina Linim as well. Welcome to the show. Good to see you, Mina Linim, saying 눈물 나려고 하네요. What's making you cry? Is it I think it's the beautiful comments that everyone has been saying. It's been very warming. It's been very warming. 펭수 아빠님, welcome to the show, my friend, saying 닉이 내일부터 4시대로 가는 거죠? 네, 맞습니다. 4시로 옮깁니다. It's going to be a new challenge, a new start. But I'm excited, and I would like to have all of you join me where possible. Mina Linim saying, 김현식님 노래 때문이요. Yes, it is a very sad song. And that song actually was 내 사랑 내 곁에, which we thought that was what Soinim requested, but it was 언제나 그대 내 곁에. But like you said, they both have 내 곁에, and they're both amazing songs. In fact, I think 내 사랑 내 곁에 might be my number one. They're both so good, but I think his voice just sounds so much more raw. It sounds like it sounds like it hurts when he sings for him. So I can really feel that emotion. That's why I like it. We also had Jenny Nim messaging in on KakaoTalk, sending me pictures, beautiful pictures of the New Zealand sky, and it looks fake. I mean, that's how good it looks. There's a picture on YouTube Live now of the skies, the clouds are almost so perfect. It looks like it was 3D animated. 그 정도로 되게 아름답습니다. Thank you for sending that. And also saying along with that, saying New Zealand의 하늘 구름 사진으로 네게 마지막 Midday Mate 방송 선물로 대신해요. That's wonderful. Thank you. I wish I could send you a picture of the sky here. Can't see it from where I am. It is quite blue today, but we don't have those clouds. Those are very beautiful clouds. Thank you for sending that. All right, remember you can send your messages to pound 9050, sharp 9050 to cost you 101, a KakaoTalk message, a YouTube live comment as well is always welcome. To quickly recap, we'll be going over today's quote next. After that will be bite-sized banter, where Kimberly comes in and we talk about light topics. We also have Don't Make a Scene, introducing useful English expressions after listening to a short clip. And then we're going to round off the show with Across the Universe, introducing Beatles songs, the origins and the stories, and how they're still an influence in pop culture. All right, don't go anywhere. We're going to take a song break, and then we will be back with today's quote. This is Hold On by Jamie Walters.
Everything I've got, you can have. When it's all too much, you need some human touch to see it's really not so bad. Did you call on every saying you know? You feel like you're on your own. Can you see through your tears? I will always be here. You're not out there, baby, all alone. Hold on, do you feel a little stronger? Hold on to me tonight. Anything that hurts you hurts me too. I'm not gonna let your world turn blue. Will you take my hand and feel how close I am? There ain't nothing I won't do for you. Oh, now, hold on. Do you feel a little stronger? Hold on to me.
just listened to Hold On by Jamie Walters. And welcome everyone back to Midday Mate. It's 1:16 in the afternoon on a Tuesday. We had some messages coming in, kind of related to our question of the day, which was, who was the most influential person in your life? 여러분에게 가장 영향을 준 사람은 누구인가요? 가 오늘의 텍스트 토픽 질문이었는데요. 최희숙님께서 When I was young, I read Helen Keller's biography and I was really impressed by her stories. 이라고 문자를 보내주셨어요. So Helen Keller must have had a big impact because she was a very influential person, very inspiring person with, all that she went through and, the disadvantages that she had in life. I can see Helen Keller being a huge influence and inspiration on your life, and thank you for sharing. And on that note, it's time for today's quote. This is where we introduce an encouraging quote by a famous or influential person. And today's quote is by Henry Adams. And this is the quote. A teacher affects eternity. He can never tell where his influence stops. A teacher affects eternity. He can never tell where his influence stops. 교사의 영향력은 영원합니다. 그것이 어디서 멈추는지는 결코 알 수 없습니다. Now, Henry Adams was an American historian, a journalist and educator who believed deeply in the power of teachers to shape the minds and the hearts of their students. He understood that the influence of a teacher goes far beyond the classroom and can have a lasting impact on the lives of their students for years to come. Adams himself was greatly influenced by his own teachers, particularly his father and grandfather, who were both prominent educators and politicians. Their guidance and wisdom helped shape his intellectual curiosity and passion for learning, which he carried with him throughout his life. Now, Adams really understood that the influence of a teacher extends far beyond the classroom and can shape the course of a student's life. A teacher's words and actions can leave a lasting impression on their students, influencing their beliefs, their values, and aspirations. The lessons learned from a teacher can stay with the student for a lifetime, guiding their decisions and shaping their character. And that was today's quote by Henry Adams. A teacher affects eternity. He can never tell where his influence stops. 교사의 영향력은 영원합니다. 그것이 어디서 멈추는지는 결코 알 수 없습니다. So hopefully today we can appreciate teachers because they have some of the biggest influences in our lives, for at least 15, maybe 20 years for a lot of us if we go to university. So teachers will have a huge role. Drift Monkey in messaging and saying, I agree. I remember my year 8 teacher like it was yesterday. I excelled so much during that 1 year, more than I did in multiple other years put together. A good teacher is invaluable. That's amazing. I'm so glad that you had at least one teacher in your life who really pushed you, who really helped you grow. It would be nice if it was every year, but you know what? I think it's an amazing fortune that you had at least 1 year like that and that you still remember them. Thanks for sharing that. We're going to take a quick song break and we'll be back with Bite-Size Banter. This is requested by Benny Nim, If You Were Ever In My Arms Again by Peebo Bryson.
So easy, all the loving you gave me, the feelings we shared. And I still can remember how your touch was so tender. It told me you cared. We had a once in a lifetime, but I just couldn't see it until it was gone. Second once in a lifetime, maybe too much to ask, but I swear from now on, if
how I still need you near me. I still love you so. There's something between us that won't ever leave us. There's no letting go. We had a once in a lifetime, but I just didn't know it till my life fell apart. A second once in a lifetime isn't too much to ask, 'cause I swear from the heart. If ever you're in my arms again, this time I'll love you much better. If ever you're in my arms again, this time I'll hold you forever. This time will never end. Never end. The best of romances deserve second chances. I'll get to you somehow, 'cause I promise now. If ever you're in my arms again, this time I'll love you much better. If ever you're in my arms again, this time I'll hold you forever. This time will never end. If ever you're in my arms again, this time I'll love you much better. If ever you're in my arms again, this time I'll hold you forever. This time will never end. If ever you're in my arms again, this time I'll love you much better. If ever you're in my arms again, this time I'll hold you forever. This time will never end. If ever you're in my arms again, this time.
What is today's bite-sized banter topic?
Today's question is, if you could teleport anywhere to celebrate New Year's Eve, where would you go? So we don't have to stay here in Busan.
Okay. 어디든 순간 이동할 수 있다면 어디로 가시겠습니까?
Go, go.
To the moon.
To the moon.
No. To NASA, get a spacesuit, then to the moon. Yeah, and then I would just watch the dark side of Earth and see if it lights up.
Ooh.
I mean, this is a far-out answer. Yeah, of course I'd go to the moon. But in a realistic answer, well, there's nothing realistic about teleporting.
Exactly.
But I'll play your game.
Up to
All right.
you.
I would like to go to London because
Ooh.
the London Eye, I think, has one of the best fireworks in the world. Because in London, every year across the river, they have the giant, the London Eye,
Yes.
giant Ferris wheel. They just have crazy stuff on there, like cartwheels, and the whole sky gets lit up, and it's a good music as well.
Nice.
So, yeah, I watch it on the TV, and it's pretty epic. Also, Sydney, maybe Abu Dhabi, the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world.
Yes.
That has a really good. I don't know. Too many places. Where would you go?
Growing up, we would always watch the ball drop in New York on TV. I would want to go to New York City.
To see this ball drop?
Yes.
I thought it would be something like the Empire State Building would do something crazy.
Maybe they do something there too,
Or
but I
Times
believe
Square, Times
yes,
Square.
it's in Times Square.
Oh.
But I know that it would be hectic and crazy.
Yeah.
And you know what they
cold.
always say when it strikes midnight, you're supposed to, kiss or hug your loved one.
It would be freezing. I was in New York in February or March, and it was cold.
Yeah,
So New York gets famously cold in the winter.
it does.
But it would be a spectacle. Times Square is crazy. It's mind-boggling. It's
So bright.
It's like Myeongdong on steroids.
It is. Oh my gosh, you're right.
Yeah, it's crazy, but it's cool. I think that would be really cool to see. I'd never seen the ball drop. But now I'm curious.
But then if I had this ability, right when the ball drops, I would enjoy it for like 5 minutes and then teleport back home.
For sure.
Because if the traffic over here in Gwangan is bad,
Yeah.
over at Times Square is going to be super bad.
But there's so many people. What if the signal's bad and you get mixed up in the teleportation process?
Then I'll be lost in this vortex forever.
For sure. Kimberly, I hope you have a wonderful new year and that you live your plans through.
Thank you. You too, Nick.
Bye.
Bye.
If you could teleport anywhere to celebrate New Year's, where would you go? I guess, the bounds of reality are not holding you down, so you can get creative. So I said the moon. Retronym also feels my answer, I think, saying 저도 오늘 가지요. 저희 집 현관문이요. That's a good joke. I didn't understand it until I read it out loud. Your front door. That's a good joke. Ponim saying, I would teleport to Times Square and I want to look around. Yeah, Times Square would be amazing to see during the New Year time. All the neon lights, everything going on. Retronym also saying 저는 부산영어방송국으로 텔레포트해서 닉님하고 사진 찍을 거예요. I would love to take a picture with you, but at midnight for New Year's Eve, I won't be here. So you might be taking a picture I have a picture somewhere outside, I think. So maybe you could take a picture out there. Hey, if you ever do come down, come say hello, take a picture together. That would be awesome. And that was our last bite-sized banter with Kimberly. Quite odd because it's something that we've been doing every day, a little bit of banter. So it will continue in Midday Mate next season, which I guess is from tomorrow. But Kimberly will be doing it with a new guest. So 기대하세요, because it will be a very interesting one for sure. We're going to take a song break and then we'll be back with Don't Make a Scene. We've got a request song from Retronym. So we're going to listen to that. This is 돌아오는 계절에는 by 오석준.
남겨진 그리움 기억마저 맺혀진 이슬에 씻고 사라졌네. 꺾어진 너의 고운 꿈들을 두 손에 담아들고 내게로 지나간 기억 속에 흘러서 넘칠 것 같던 그대 미소를 지켜주고파. 다시 돌아오는 계절에는 아쉬움 묻어버리고 너의 아름다운 눈망울엔 떨리는 작은 기쁨을 주겠어. 그때 미소를 지켜주고파 다시 돌아오는 계절에는 아쉬움 묻어버리고 나의 아름다운 눈망울에 떨리는 작은 기쁨을 주겠어 다시 돌아오는 계절에는 아쉬움 묻어버리고 나의 아름다운 눈망울에 떨리는 작은 기쁨을 주겠어 두루루 두루루 두루루
오석준의 돌아오는 계절에는 듣고 왔습니다. That was requested by Retronym. Thank you very much for that. I really like the vibe of that song, the 80s vibe. So thank you for that request. The time is now 1:34 in the afternoon on a Tuesday. We've got some messages coming in related to our last segment, which was bite-sized banter, and we talked about where would you want to teleport to for New Year's Eve. Beninum saying, my answer would be to Australia for New Year's Eve, in Sydney to be specific. Yeah, Sydney is somewhere I would love to visit for New Year's because I guess in a similar way to the 광안대교 불꽃 축제, has a similar, well, very different, but it has a big bridge fireworks festival, which I would love to experience too. Let's have a look here. We also have 윤정님 saying good afternoon, Nick. Hi, PD님. Hi, Midday Mate. 제작팀 모두들. Hi. 윤정님, it's fantastic to see you. Thank you for coming and joining in on this Tuesday. It's wonderful to have you here. Also, Jack Kimnim. Good to see you, my friend. saying 아이고 닉 진행자님 오늘이 마지막이라고요. 영어 실력도 좋고 청취자분들을 잘 챙겨주시고 좋은 분이신데 왜 가요? 데이빗과 닉이 아침 방송하면 참 좋을 텐데라고 하셨어요. Thanks. Yeah, my English is not too bad. But thank you very much. It's very nice of you to say. Like I've said, I'm not going from the station. I'm just moving to 4 p.m. 4시로 옮깁니다. So if you have time, come say hello. But it's good to see you, my friend. Thank you for joining. Right, it is time for our next segment. And that segment is Don't Make a Scene. It's our last Don't Make a Scene, and we are going over the TV show Dexter this week. Dexter is a show about a man who has dark tendencies, but he channels those dark tendencies onto bad people. So he's a hero. I guess you would call him an anti-hero. I don't know how to explain it. He's the hero. You root for him, but he's not always a morally good person. But it's a very interesting show. And we're listening to a clip from a scene where Dexter and Sergeant Dokes, they both work in the police force. Dexter is a blood spatter analyst. Sergeant Dokes is a sergeant. He's a high-up person in the police force. They don't like each other. Sergeant Dokes suspects Dexter of being a bit strange. So yesterday we learned the phrase, I'm onto you. I'm onto you, which means I know who you are. I suspect you, which you use when you don't trust somebody. So let's listen to the audio clip one more time.
I'm on to you.
Excuse me?
Masuko lifted a print from the alley that matched the kid from Juvie. We just grabbed him at Flamingo Park.
Great work, Sergeant.
Yeah, your instincts were dead on.
Okay, So a very short clip, but today's phrase is your instincts were dead on. Your instincts were dead on. So a couple of words here. Instinct, right? 본능이죠. 본능 아니면 직감이라는 뜻도 있습니다. So, I mean, you can say, sometimes people think instinctually. 사람들은 본능적으로 생각할 수도 있다. Instinctually, but in this case, it's talking more about your 직감, your kind of that, that kind of gut feeling you have. So your instincts, your gut feeling, 직감 or 육감, more like 직감. So your intuition in a kind of way. And then he says your instincts were dead on. Today's focus will be dead on. Now, this is used to describe something that is exactly right or perfectly accurate. It often highlights someone's precise judgment or understanding. 이 dead on이라는 말은요, 어떤 것이 정확하거나 완전히 맞다는 것을 나타내는 표현입니다. 주로 사람의 판단이나 직감이 정확할 때 사용됩니다. So if we have a look for another example, you can say, your prediction about the results of the game was dead on. 이 경기 결과에 대한 네 예측이 완전히 정확했어. You could also say, her analysis of the situation was dead on. 그 여자의 상황 분석이 완전히 정확했어. You could also say, I wasn't sure at first, but your instincts about him were dead on about him being trustworthy. 처음에는 확신이 없었지만 그 남자가 믿을만 하다는 네 직감이 완전히 맞았어. Or one more example. The doctor's diagnosis was dead on. It saved me a lot of trouble. 의사님의 진단이 완전히 정확했어. 덕분에 큰 문제를 피했어. So it's a very commonly used phrase. I would use it in daily situations as well. You're dead on. It's just a very more, it's an emphatic way of saying you're exactly right. That's it. So in this case, Sergeant Doak said to Dexter, your instincts were dead on. 네 직감이 완전히 맞았어. Your instincts were dead on. And that does it for today's Don't Make a Scene and my last Don't Make a Scene as well. I've really enjoyed this segment and I hope you have too. Kimberly will be taking over and choosing more enjoyable shows and TV and movies, so expect a lot of good stuff from there. We have some messages coming in. We have 허진영님. Hello there, my friend. Welcome to the show. Saying, hi, Nick. Back to 4 p.m., eh? I wish you a happy new year. See you next at 4 from next year. And I think you're still catching a cold. I hope you get better soon. Thanks for coming in, my friend. It's good to see you at the end of the year. Have a good new year to yourself as well. And I think I've had a cold for a long time. This season, I think my nose is permanently bunged up. That's this word I sometimes use. It's always kind of, I don't know, I always have like a blocked nose. So, you have a good ear. You have a good ear for sure. We have Ponim saying that they used to enjoy the 4pm duo back in the day. 21년도에 4pm 즐겨 들었어요. Ponim, you're an OG. OG, by the way, 약자인데, original gangster. We say OG when you are somebody who used to do the original thing. So because you listened to 4pm duo a long time ago, Ponim, we would call you an OG. You're an OG. 소이님 saying, 그동안 친구들 덕분에 한 해 즐거웠어요. 아무리 힘든 날이어도 닉이 제 이름 불러주면서 인사해줘서 또 친구들과 함께 midday mate 듣는 것만으로 많은 힘을 받았습니다. 4시에도 여전히 닉 목소리 들을 수 있는 거 너무 감사한 일인 것 같아요. You've summed it up very, very nicely. It's just been a great community, so I'm super grateful for that. Okay, we're going to take a quick song break. Don't go anywhere, and then we'll be back with some Beatles for Across the Universe. This is Lost Boy by Ruth B.
There was a time when I was alone, nowhere to go and no place to call home. My only friend was was the man in the moon, and even sometimes he would go away too. Then one night as I closed my eyes, I saw a shadow flying high. He came to me with the sweetest smile, told me he wanted to talk for a while. He said, Peter Pan, that's what they call me. I promise that you'll never be lonely. And ever since that day, I am a lost boy from Neverland, usually hanging out with Peter Pan. And when we're bored we play in the woods, always on the run from Captain Hook. Run, run, lost boy, they say to me, away from all of reality. Neverland is home to lost boys like me, and lost boys like me are free. Neverland is home to lost boys like me, and lost boys like me are free. He sprinkled me in pixie dust and told me to believe, believe in him and believe in me. Together we will fly away in a cloud of green to your beautiful destiny. As we soared above the town that never loved me, I realized I finally had a family. Soon enough we reached Neverland. Peacefully my feet hit the sand, and ever since that day, I am a lost boy from Neverland, usually hanging out with Peter Pan. And when we're bored we play in the woods, always on the run from Captain Hook. Run, run, lost boy, they say to me, away from all of reality. Neverland is home to lost boys like me, and lost boys like me are free. Neverland is home to lost boys like me, and lost boys like me are free. Peter Pan, Tinkerbell, Wendy, darling, even Captain Hook, you are my perfect storybook. Neverland, I love you so, you are now my home, sweet home forever, a lost boy at last. Peter Pan, Tinkerbell, Wendy, darling, even Captain Hook, you are my perfect storybook. Neverland, I love you so, you are now my home, sweet home forever, a lost boy at last. And for always I will say, I am a lost boy from Neverland, usually hanging out with Peter Pan. And when we're bored we play in the woods, always on the run from Captain Hook. Run, run, lost boy, they say to me, away from all of reality. Neverland is home to lost boys like me, and lost boys like me are free. Neverland is home to lost boys like me, and lost boys like me are free.
We just listened to Lost Boy by Ruth B. 최윤정님 saying, 노래 좋아요. 노래 맛집 equals Midday Mate. I couldn't agree with you more. Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely going to miss all of the songs, which is totally my style. I'll definitely be listening when I have time just to get some good songs to listen to. I'm going to try and influence for your Busan song choice, maybe. We'll see if I can. But no promises, no promises. Also saying 덕분에 Midday Mate 덕분에 좋은 노래 많이 듣고 귀 호강도 하고 행복함을 만끽하고 감사합니다. That's awesome. I'm glad you feel like that. It's always a treat for the ears, definitely. And then also saying 여기 계신 모두들 새해 복 많이 받고 행복하고 건강하시길 바래요. It is the new year, so it's time to be wishing people good fortunes and good health. 포냄 as well, saying 다들 새해 무탈하고 건강하시길요. 아프면 제일 서럽잖아요. 참 감기만 몇 번 걸리고 말길 바랍니다. Yeah, stay healthy, my friend, and I hope that your hospital visits get less frequent. Also, 최윤정님 saying Midday Mate는 따뜻한 사랑방 같아요. 좋은 음악과 따뜻한 댓글들, 하트병. Totally agree. I totally agree. It's full of love. Thanks to you guys. All right, it's time for Across the Universe, where we go over a Beatles song. And today the Beatles song is titled quite well for our last day. It's I'll Be Back. The final song on A Hard Day's Night, I'll Be Back, is written mostly by John Lennon and was a reworking of the chords to Lennon's original intent for this song, as it was meant to be a waltz. The demo the Beatles recorded at the last session for A Hard Day's Night is performed in this style. It is believed that the Beatles may have intended to record a 14th song for A Hard Day's Night on the 3rd of June 1964. However, Ringo Starr was taken ill with tonsillitis and pharyngitis due to a photo session that morning, leading to a swift change of plans. In his place, the group drafted in replacement drummer Jimmy Nicol for a rehearsal at Abbey Road ahead of their imminent world tour. The rehearsal took place between 2:30 and 5:30 p.m., replacing a pre-booked recording session. Now, it's not known whether any of these songs, such as You Know What to Do, No Reply, It's For You, it's not known whether they were intended to feature on A Hard Day's Night. However, the Beatles' failure to record a final song for the album meant that it was released unusually with 13 tracks. So, this is our song for Across the Universe. Remember, it will be muted on YouTube, so stick on that radio or BFM app. This is I'll Be Back by the Beatles. That was I'll Be Back by the Beatles, our song for Across the Universe. Well, everyone, the time is now 1:52 in the afternoon. That song was fitting, as Benny Nim said, saying Nick will be back, the perfect song for him, to the 4 p.m. show for your Busan. Yeah, it was a fitting song. I hope you all enjoyed it on the radio. It's a bittersweet time. I'm going to miss this show. It's been a lot of fun. But like I said earlier, it's not a goodbye. It's a rescheduling. Because I'll see you at 4 from tomorrow. 소희님 saying 안 그러고 싶은데 주책 맞게 눈물이 나서 혼났네요. 그동안 진짜 고생 많으셨고 감사했습니다. 저희가 감사했습니다. I'm so grateful to have 제가 감사합니다. I'm so grateful to have all of my listeners, all of the mates here. It's been an honor. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for supporting me in this time. And I do hope that you'll come and join in all at 4. You know, we'll never, just because the name is changing from Midday Mates, it doesn't mean we won't be mates. You'll all still be my mates on the new show as well. So don't be afraid to talk like that. I wish you all the best new year that you can have in this time right now. I hope you spend it with loved ones and appreciate those around you. I'll see you tomorrow. It is a recorded show, but then I'll see you live on Thursday. Everyone, have a happy new year, and we're going to close off with Walking After You by Foo Fighters. Have a great afternoon, everybody.